right, what is going on, guys? We are back with another Top 5 Tuesday, episode 2. Get a little swig of water, I know I'm gonna get parched as we go through this. Today's episode, shoulder presses. Now, I think what I want to say first is I want to talk about kind of where I structure shoulder presses in a workout, but then also I want to include a disclaimer that, oh gosh, what was I trying to say? Oh yeah, we're gonna try to keep these a little bit on the shorter side because I can get really long-winded really fast. And so I think the last one was about 10 minutes. So then we're gonna try to do the same on this. I've got the timer running, and so try to just do like maybe a 2-minute segment on each piece, and then yeah, we'll run from there. So again, I had mentioned I wanted to talk about where I would structure shoulder pressing in a workout. Never first. I would recommend that depending on what you're training that day, whether it's chest and shoulders or just shoulders or all of push or something, always start with something before. Just putting that straight force on the front delt. I'm a big believer in it's the old John Meadows trick, but I mean, it was spot on. Start with rears, man. You can never have too big a rear delts. And then even, possibly jumping into a side or doing sides first and then pressing. But I'd always recommend pre-exhausting a little bit. Just kind of helps me feel less creaky and stuff. And as someone who is currently a little creaky, we want to definitely try to avoid that. So anyways, I got the list behind me. So I'm gonna scoot that over here. Yeah, I'm reading off a little bit of a script so I don't forget. I know the order, but I had some notes I was gonna try to include. So yeah, that being said, we're gonna jump right into it. So then we're gonna do honorable mentions at the end, and then I'll try to timestamp each one. But starting off at number 5 for Top 5 Tuesday shoulder presses is the Life Fitness Cable Shoulder Press, I believe it's called. For all of these, I'm going to try to find video of me using them. If I can't, then I'll just include a picture of it. Yeah, so anyways, the Life Fitness is awesome because it is not your standard shoulder press where it's very locked in and you generate force and it's stable. It's actually pretty much just like you're doing a cable overhead press, and they just included the seat there for you. What I like doing on these are using the really long handles. And yeah, let's see what I was gonna say. Oh, the really long handles, and then you can get them up to about shoulder level, and then you can press from there. So it kind of makes life a little bit easier from the standpoint of you don't have to kick up dumbbells, but you still get the stability training. And I hope I can find the video, and you'll see me like spinning, shaking, trying to stabilize it in there. It's hard. I'm probably gonna try to do those a lot coming back from this, just building up all that stability in the shoulder. But those are a great one, especially as a secondary press. But if you do them first, you won't get smaller shoulders. Excuse me, if that's your first press of the day, you won't necessarily get small shoulders. So yeah, jumping on to number 4 is the Nautilus Pin Select Shoulder Machine. Now, I know you guys might be saying, why would you opt for the Pin Select over the plate loaded? Because obviously the loading potential is so much higher on the plate loaded and you're going to stack out soon enough. But what I have found is, and this could just be the pieces that I'm only going off my own opinions again, please feel free to debate me in the comments, but the Pin Select that I've used was on a much more shoulder friendly path, like as in it was almost kind of not necessarily even with it was almost kind of out in front a little bit, so it was a really smooth path. When I've tried the plate loaded before, I don't know if some of the buddies from back home, but I texted them in anticipation, drove all the way out to this gym to try it, and as soon as I got there, I found out that the plate loaded could be broken. There's Siri thought I was talking. That's hilarious. No, Siri, you're okay. I was like hyping it up the whole way out there, and then I got there and found out that it did not move in that almost like the frontal plane as the Pin Select, and it was almost like I just stretched back here and I start all the way back there and go up like that, and just it's probably user error. We'll chalk it up to that, but nah, man, I'm a much more of a fan of the Pin Select, and you can throw extra weight on there pretty easily. You don't even need really a gym pin. But yeah, so that's number 4 is the Pin Select Nautilus. Number 3 is the Techno Gym Plate Loaded. Now, I have trained at a commercial gym where I've had access to this one pretty consistently for the majority of my training career, and it's really smooth, man. I mean, it gets heavy fast, kind of like where you want it, but it's not an unbearable heavy, and it's very smooth overall feel from top to bottom. It was one that I spent a lot of time on with. I was really trying to push up to 4 plates. I got it for like 2 reps and told myself I had to try to do something else. But anyways, it's a very comfortable piece. Highly enjoy it. I probably won't include the video, but I worked my way up to 4 and felt really strong. And then, sure enough, I've seen video footage of Jordan Peters doing like 11 plates aside, which was certainly humbling. But, you know, that's why we keep going back to get that much closer to the 11, right? Anyways, I'm just rambling at this point. But yeah, so that's number 3 is the Techno Plate Loaded. Moving on to number 2 is the Arsenal Plate Loaded Shoulder Press. Now, in the last one, I was talking about how it gets heavy fast. I don't think there is a heavier shoulder press on this machine when used properly. This is one that one of my buddies, Andrew, you'll probably see some more stuff of him. I think that's the clip I'll probably throw up. We're very comfortable with. We've used it a lot, and it's a great piece. We spot each other on it numerous times. It's something that I enjoy using. It's definitely one that I recommend having a spot on, because like I said, it gets heavy fast, and you kind of hit that wall quick. But all that being said, it's awesome. I mean, the angle, it's almost like the handle, and I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, is not necessarily straight, but it's almost like bent a little bit, so it's more of a friendlier kind of pressing angle for your wrist. At least it feels good to me. But I also really like doing neutral grip on that one. So it has 2 handles, one kind of here and then one out kind of there, I believe. Sorry, I'm having to like close my eyes and think about it. One's here and then one is there. Yeah. But yeah, the neutral grip is really smooth on the shoulders too. I did that the last time I had a chance to use it and felt really good. So yeah, you can use either grip on that Arsenal one. It's awesome. So that is going to be number 2, the Arsenal Plate Loaded. Now, taking a little bit of a break, I wanted to include an honorable mention. Some people who I went to college with are subscribers on here, so you guys might be seeing it, and you'll know the exact one I'm talking about. But the honorable mention is the hammer strength with the articulating handles. So each stack is independent of each other. It's seated, and each stack is independent of each other, and then it's almost like a L or like a J, the way that the handle is kind of shaped, and so you almost like kind of spin it around. I might be doing that backwards. I think it's like that, maybe. No. But yeah, it's a really, really good piece. It's really smooth. It's really awesome. Gets a little bit of upper chest in there too. The only issue, which again, I know there's some lady in some country across the world who is 10 times stronger than me. That being said, you can stack it out really fast. That's why it's an honorable mention. There's not much room for progression. Once you kind of get to the bottom, it's not super easy to add plates on, even with the gym pin. And yeah, it's just the kind of where the seat is at. It's not great. That being said, I do have a lot of fond memories with it, so I didn't want to just come out and totally neglect it. I wanted to give it the honorable mention. But yeah, that's kind of it on the hammer strength with the rotating handles. I know you guys have been anticipating, but number 1, my favorite shoulder press is the Flex Fitness, and I believe it's called the Viking Pro Press. Now, this was kind of a toss-up. I almost went with the Arsenal as first because I really, really like that Arsenal. But I think in terms of how it feels on the shoulder is kind of what I'm going off as my determinant for this order ranking or anything. And when I got into that Flex Fitness shoulder press for the first time, I was like, oh dude, if I ever got a home gym, I've got to have one of these, because the way, it's not the Viking. The Viking is the standing. I'm going to find it, and I think I have a video of me training on it, but if not, I'll get the picture in there. But yeah, so instead of your traditional shoulder press where it kind of like a chair, I'm seated up right now, you're actually almost like you're doing an incline press, but instead of the handles setting up for incline, you're just pressing backwards. Something about having that base set up like an incline, but still using shoulders is so stable for me, and I love that flex shoulder press. But yeah, so that'll do it. That'll be number one, is the flex shoulder press. And I think that was everything I wanted to say. Just a quick overview of my top 5 favorite shoulder press machines. And again, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please subscribe. My goal for this year, before the end of the year, was to hit 10 subscribers, and we blew that out of the water with 15. So I think next year I might try to shoot for a loftier goal, and I might go ahead and throw it out here now. I want to try to get 50 subscribers by the end of next year. So if you guys enjoy and want to see more content like this, we're going to be posting on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Please go ahead and subscribe, and we will make sure to keep getting that content out to you guys. But that is it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.